So, like I said, setup-wise for me is looking really good. You've got yourself in a nice routine now. Standing on the golf ball there. Now, all the sort of checkpoints, you've got really good posture, the angle of the club, the spine and the shaft 90 degrees, got that nicely. Nice bit of flex on the knees, feet alignment all very good. And from the front side, grip, like I said, was good. Okay, you thought it looked a bit strong.
Yeah.
Not really hooking the ball, so it's not a strong grip. Okay, you're able to return the club back to the ball square. We can actually hit the golf ball straight. Now, the first issue we had is the club now moving back in a way. So at this point here now, you can see your left, this is the left hand one, is the physio before. You can see it, so it's halfway back, how your left arm's really gone away from your body. You just sort of watch how your left wrist sort of works, as that sort of almost bowing a little bit going around your body this way. So banging the golf club inside, getting the club on a sort of very flatter angle there because of the wrist and the forearm. So the swing that we're going to try and do now in terms of takeaway, take the golf club back, so your left arm now much closer to your chest. Hands now are working nicely on the inside, and the club is staying this side of the hands. Okay, there, so the hands are whipped way inside. Okay, so I would suggest we do that maybe a couple of times just to get that feeling. That's perfect. Okay, so that was a really good one, that second one. That's in a good position now. As you'd continue on now with the turn of the body and the wrist hinge, that club can get to the top of the back, and they're pointing to our target. So we go back to the golf ball, and generally when the ball gets in the way, the swing doesn't actually change this much. But to be fair to you, that's great. Look at the difference in your left arm there. If I bring that club down just a smidgen there, look at that left arm. Is that daylight through there? Okay, where your left arm, and so that for me, the club over the toe line and parallel to your target. Left arm nicely connected to your chest. Hands haven't done any sort of manipulation there. You just set the golf club going back with the turning your torso and the pushing away the arms. Now from here, you hinge your wrist up. So the angle again you're creating nicely towards the golf ball. And then a continuation of that all blended together. Top of the backswing, very, very good. The only thing on this shot, the takeaway and everything else was really good. So the club came back. We had a lovely strike of the golf ball, but, and that's what we say sometimes when you think of one thing, another component breaks down. Your right side didn't really move at all. So it was a bit of a push out to the right. It was a good contact, good distance on the shot, just a little bit flat-footed because you didn't quite twist through in comparison to much you twist through with that one, okay? But that one there, because the club was going like it was, the ball hooked off to the left on that shot there. So there wasn't as much control with that shot. Whereas this one, so, and for me, I think for anyone hitting the ball 200 yards plus or whatever, it's about getting some sort of consistency with the shot. If you're hitting the ball right, left, high, low, and it's 1 in 5 is really good, and then the 4 in 5 are just pick up and drop another ball or blob or destroy the card, that's no benefit to anyone. So if we can get that club going back, that for me is really, really good position. Again, practice doing that, and as I said, it will encourage you to grip it a bit looser, to have the control to bring the club from there back to the ball and not much more feedback. When you're gripping it tight, it was almost a bit jerky, and it's very hard to be sort of soft and smooth with that club when you're squeezing the club that tight. And we know, I think 90% of golfers grip the club too tight probably because they just don't want to give it a whack and hit some power. And unfortunately, the tighter we grip it, the weaker we're going to be and the less control we're going to have. So work on that takeaway. As I said, in terms of the body movement, you can do that movement, say when you stood there now, just get used to this hip turning around that fixed point, okay? So when you're rocking the baby to sleep, you can do that as much as you can. Couple of times a day for 2 minutes brushing your teeth. I get a lot of my students to do that, just sort of stood there. So this becomes kind of a natural move. So you're feeling it generally trying to get this hip over that front foot. What a lot of people do, and they'll try and kick the knee in or kick the foot in, okay? If you try and use the foot independently, this hip stays back, your weight's going to fall back, you see.
Like
Exactly, mate. Okay, so yeah, get that right hip twisting. That's where the movement's going to come from. So hip to shoulder, that sort of torso area we said, that's where the movement's going to come from with the body. The other components sort of below that kind of follow suit with it. If you try to independently do it, you'll lose a bit of balance, okay? So sequence is great doing that, okay? Take away now, do that sort of 1 or 2 waggles, and then select the golf ball, pull the trigger, and try and finish in that balanced position. Once the body's working better, and I think once the arms and the hands are working more in sequence, they're not going to have to sort of try and compensate and then think, oh, we're swinging the club today, guys, we'll take over and whoop, you bounce a lot. Once that's better, it just all comes with, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, mate, makes sense?